What's up, guys? Welcome to Between the Lines, the official baseball show of the Sports 2.0 Network. Hope everyone's doing well. It's trade deadline week. The deadline is Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern time, so we should have a lot of big moves coming this week. I'm ready for it. I am so ready for it because I can't tell you how many tweets I have seen from MLB writers, MLB rumor makers, MLB analysts. I've seen so much stuff from people saying, okay, these guys are on the move today. This is what's going to happen. These guys are going to this division, yada, yada, yada. But nothing has really happened yet. I mean, we've had Jock Peterson, we've had Nelly Cruz, we've had Rich Hill. But when's a Chris Bryant going to go? When's a Craig Kimbrell going to go? When are these big-time guys going to be on the trading block? And you know what? There's negotiations happening as we speak right now. I mean, there's a lot going on, but we should have a lot coming in as of Friday. Hopefully we get some stuff early because teams are just wasting time. If I was the Yankees, I would have made a trade this morning because they were atrocious this weekend. That wasn't a shot at the Yankees. That was just the facts. But one thing, I would love to hear what these trade deadline talks are like. I'd love to be on the phone, love to be a bug on one of these phones and just hear what's going on because there should be a lot of exciting stuff going on this week. And I mean, that's the case every trade deadline season. It's a great time. It's one of the best times for baseball fans because right now, once the trade deadline ends, it's all in on October. We're all in on October. We got 2 more months left, and then it's playoff baseball time. So I can't wait, guys. Make sure you follow along all week with us for the trade deadline. We're going to have trade deadline shows on the Sports 2.0 Network Thursday at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., Friday at 3:30. I will be on the 6 o'clock show and the 3:30 show, and then all moves will be showcased on Baseball Spotlight. So if there's a big move that takes place, go to Baseball Spotlight. We're going to write about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it all down there. And, of course, connect with us on social at Tanner Kern, at Sports 2.0 Network. Let us know what you guys think of all these moves. We'll retweet you. We'll talk right there with you because it's a huge time for baseball fans. Thank you for all the support so far. BaseballSpotlight.com is literally going through the roof right now. We have thousands and thousands of readers going on there. So thank you. Thank you so much. We genuinely appreciate it because we would not be having the success we're having without all of you guys. Couple quick announcements before we get into tonight's show, all the content here. Subscribe to the Sports 2.0 Network. That's the main thing. First thing you got to do, subscribe. If you want content, subscribe. We're going to keep it coming for you guys. And also, Sugar House Sportsbook. No doubt about it. Sugar House Sportsbook, New Jersey bettors. Use promo code SPORTS20. You're going to get a $250 deposit match on Sugar House. So make sure you do that, guys. Got a lot of great stuff. This is only for New Jersey bettors. We're going to start working on getting some other codes for you guys. We have a few states open right now, but Sugar House is only available in New Jersey. If you forget what the code is throughout the show, literally look right there. Camera's messing with me. New Jersey, promo code SPORTS20, $250 deposit match. So let's get into it. All right, weekend thoughts. As a baseball fan, we go through the weekend and we collect these thoughts. Now, I'm going to start sharing them with you every Monday night. So my first is I went to the Mets game on Saturday. I don't know what happened outside of Citi Field. It looks like a bomb went off. Citi Field. The stadium, I mean, I've been to Citi Field a bunch of times. I'm from Connecticut, so I've been to Citi Field. I love Citi Field. But outside the stadium, I had a chance to drive around it this week, and it looked like a bomb went off. So I don't know why that was the case. When I come in, I usually park in the main parking lot, and I had to do that this time as well, but I had to go all the way around the stadium. That was my bad. I made a driving mistake doing that. But one, Citi Field looks like a bomb went off. 2, I saw them play the Blue Jays. The Mets play the Blue Jays on Saturday night, and the Blue Jays are legit threats in the offensive department. Here's what I mean by that. Can they hit 1 through 9? Hell yeah, they can hit 1 through 9. Even Hyun-Jin Ryu is swinging the bat pretty well because they were playing in National League Park. But with the Blue Jays, they don't know how to win yet. It's clear they don't know how to win. They can out hit anyone in the big leagues. And you know what? They're playing the Red Sox tonight. They could beat the Red Sox. Who knows? But they don't know how to win. They're a young team that doesn't know how to win. I'm not afraid of them in the American League East at all. I'm not afraid of them in the wild card spot because over 7 games in a playoff series, if they do get in the wild card and they win their wild card game over a 7 or a 5 game series, I'm not afraid of them because they're so inconsistent. Can they hit with everyone? Yes. When they show up, can they pitch with everyone? No, they don't have the pitching to do it. So that was my first weekend thought there. And the Citi Field thing, the bleachers at Citi Field are an interesting section as well. So that's my thoughts there. Let's look at the other teams in the American League East. You look at the Red Sox, you look at the Yankees. What happened? I don't know what happened to New York. And you got Yankees fans saying we won 3 or 4 games. We should have won 3 or 4 games. I don't think that's the case. I can see why you would say that. I don't think that's the case. I think the Red Sox should have won 4 of 4 games. I mean, the Yankees blew a 4-run lead in the 8th inning in the conclusion on Sunday. And the sad part about this game was, for the Yankees fans at least, they had a 97% chance of winning on Sunday yesterday. 97% chance of winning that game going into the 8th inning, and they blew it. They gave up 5 runs. And that's the style of Red Sox baseball that I love. I know this isn't a Red Sox podcast, so I'm gonna move on in a minute here, but that's the style of baseball that I love. It's just singles, grind it out, win games, 5 runs, 1 run, RBI, sac fly. They did anything and everything it took to win that game. So it was pretty awesome to see. But yeah, I'm a Red Sox fan, so I was very happy. Now, officially, I think we can say it. The American League East is a 2-team race. I've said on every show I've been on today, it's a 2-team race. Yankees are 9 games back. The Blue Jays are behind them. This is between the Rays and the Red Sox. I am afraid of the Rays as a Red Sox fan because they could make a few moves. They could go out and get a Charlie Morton, who they can afford and who's been there, who I believe likes it in Tampa Bay. They could go get that kind of guy and be a threat. Are they going to go out and get like a big-time pitcher? I don't think so. Maybe a Kyle Gibson, possibly a Gibson, but they're not going to go out and look for a Scherzer. They're not going to go out and look for guys like Jose Barrios. They don't have the funds to do it. So anyways, let's get into the meat of the show here. That was weekend thoughts. We got some big series this week. We're going to start with this because, again, I know the trade deadline's going on, but baseball doesn't stop. So we got a few big series. We got Blue Jays, Red Sox. I'm gonna keep going with the Red Sox here. I'll keep it quick. I'm only going to talk about game 1 of these series. Now, the Blue Jays and the Red Sox play a 4-game series tonight. It's going to start tonight. Nick Pivetta on the bump for the Red Sox against Thomas Hatch. When you look at this series, again, I think it could be a 2-2 split. I think it could go 3-1 Red Sox. It could go 3-1 Blue Jays. But with the Blue Jays, again, they don't know how to win games. They don't know how to win consistently. Can they hit the ball? Yes, but they need to learn how to win. When they do, though, this team is going to be freaking legit. I am afraid of this team when they learn how to win. Like, for example, on Sunday, they lost 5-4 to the Mets. That's a game they should have won. It's a game that they should have won, but they didn't get the job done. So in this series, I mean, no doubt, look for Vladimir Guerrero Jr., but also look for how the Red Sox respond yesterday. You're either going to get 2 things from a team coming off a huge win. You're going to get a team that stays high and rides that momentum, or they just fall off because they're exhausted from that comeback. But I mean, Kike Hernandez has been sensational. I think he had an 879 OPS this weekend. It was unreal to watch. He's been the guy in Boston to change the momentum there. They've always needed a leadoff hitter. That can get on base. Kike wasn't doing it early in the season. He's doing it now. He's taking pitches. He's taking walks. He's getting singles. He's doing what they need him to do. And pitchers, I don't know why pitchers don't learn. He swings at the first pitch every freaking game. He swings at the first pitch. You give him a fastball in the zone, the first pitch, he's going to swing. So that series, keep an eye out for that. We also have Dodgers-Giants. Dodgers-Giants, does it get any bigger than Dodgers-Giants? LA's 2 games behind in the National League West. Now, this is a 3-game series. When we look at this, Dodgers sweep. They're the first place team in the National League West. The Padres are kind of falling off the map a little bit. They're a wild card team right now. I think they'll stay as a wild card team, but you don't want to get the wild card. The other wild card team, you don't want it to be the San Diego Padres. So, for example, all 3 teams in the National League West are going to make the playoffs. There's just no doubt about it. 2 of those teams are going to have to play a 1-game wild card. So it could be Dodgers, Padres. Would that be great for baseball? That would be probably the greatest thing for baseball. Giants win the division, Dodgers, Padres in a 1-game playoff wild card. That would get more views than the World Series, depending on the teams. Now, when we look at the World Series, it's probably going to be Astros, Red Sox, White Sox in the American League versus one of the teams in the National League West. That's what it's looking like. So it's going to be a high market series, because if you look at the Astros, nobody wants to see them win. You look at the Red Sox, big market, Boston. You look at the White Sox, who knows? But this is going to be a great series this week. That's the bottom line here. When we look at tomorrow's pitching matchup, it's going to be a 3-game series. So it's going to start on Tuesday. First pitch scheduled 9:45 p.m. Eastern time from San Francisco. Julio Urias on the bump against Logan Webb. Urias 12-3, 3.6 ERA. Logan Webb 4-3, 3.5 ERA. Look for the pitching to shine in this game. But again, the Dodgers, when they do get healthy, this team's very dangerous. When they haven't been healthy all year, and they're still one of the best teams in baseball. So when they get healthy, when they figure it out, and everyone says, we don't know if they're going to figure out. They're going to figure it out. This is a team that's notorious for heating up in September under Dave Roberts. And what are they going to do this September? They're going to heat up, get ready for October. I'm not saying they're going to win the World Series, because it's tough to win back-to-back World Series. It's very difficult to win back-to-back World Series. I don't even know if it's been done before. I got to think probably the Yankees. But the Dodgers have a lot going for them. And if you think they don't, you're crazy. Now, do the Dodgers want to be in that 1-game wild card playoff? Hell no. They want to win the division and get in a series. But, I'm not all in on the Giants yet. And I know we should be all in on the Giants. But I'm just not there yet. I don't think they're pretenders, but I don't think they can win this division. And maybe that's just me caving to the media and thinking, the media is saying the Dodgers are still legit. And I truly believe that. You look at the Giants, they just don't have a team that can play with the Dodgers in a series. That's what I'm going to say. In a 7-game series, I genuinely think the Dodgers would beat the Giants. Giants got a lot of injuries right now. Evan Longoria is hurt. Brandon Crawford's hurt. And Crawford's done everything for this team. He's pushing 20 home runs, 280, 290 batting average. He's got 60 RBIs on the season. Crawford's a guy that you should watch tonight if he was playing. But who's playing for them? I mean, the Giants were terrible this past weekend against the Pirates. They did win 1 of 3 games. The Dodgers didn't look good against the Rockies, though. I mean, the Dodgers won 2 of 3 from the Rockies, but they were some ugly games. And they're lucky they won those games because they stayed within 2 of the Giants. You don't want to fall 3-4 back. Like, I know 4 or 5 games doesn't seem like a lot, but at this point in the season, it's a lot because the team, the front runner, pretty much has to play 500 baseball and win their head-to-head games to maintain that lead. So look for the series. It's going to be a very good series. But tonight we got Blue Jays, Red Sox. Red Sox lead the AL East. They're up by a game over the Rays. Rays are playing the Yankees, and the Yankees are notorious for not playing well against the Red Sox and not playing well against the Rays. So the Rays are probably going to win. The Red Sox need to win. All right. So trade deadline. This is the meat and potatoes, as you would say, of this show. Sorry, vegans, we're not doing that, but this is the meat and potatoes of this show. This is huge. This is freaking huge. I'm excited for this week. I don't know what's to happen. I genuinely don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we hear Chris Bryant's on the move. We hear Craig Kimbrell's on the move. We hear Javi Baez is on the move. We hear Contreras on. We hear the whole freaking Chicago team's on the move. But like, when's it going to happen? Are really like all 5 or 6 of the guys that could possibly go for them, are they going to get traded this week? I don't know. I sure hope so. It'd be pretty awesome to see. So we're just going to go division by division here. We're not going to talk about everyone. Like, you look at like the Blue Jays, like a team like that in the American League East. Could they use some help? Yeah. I mean, they're going to buy, but do they need to buy? I mean, I don't know. They're not a World Series team. They're a wild card team at best. So, we're going to focus on the main teams that really need help. And there aren't many. There aren't many because this is a slim race right now in baseball in the American League and the National League. You can count on one hand in each league who's good, who's really got a chance with 2 months left to play before we get to playoff baseball. So trade deadline by division. Let's start with the American League East here. So like Blue Jays, I mean, whether they pick someone up or whether they don't pick someone up, they're really a non-factor for me. Vladdy is going to be in great shape with this team, leading this team. Bo Bichette, Kevin Biggio, they have a great foundation. They do need some pitching help, but this isn't their year. We're going to focus on teams who it's their year. Orioles, I mean, come on now. Shout out to the Orioles, first of all, for sweeping the Nationals, but it's the Orioles. I don't know. They got Matt Harvey. They got a guy that can pitch now. Who knows? Maybe they don't need a pitcher in the offseason. So the Orioles have a good prospect base. We're not going to talk about them. They don't have any chance this year. All right. Rays. Here's a team that we need to talk about. The Tampa Bay Rays need a pitcher. The Rays desperately need a pitcher. They lose Tyler Glasnow earlier this season to Tommy John. He's not getting surgery. He's going to try to rehab it. I don't know. He's trying to grind to get back for the playoffs. He ain't making it back for the playoffs. With Charlie Morton's a guy I could see going back there. The Braves really, they ain't doing anything this year. I mean, are they still in the race yet? But they're not doing anything. We got a comment here. Thoughts on the Mariners? Yeah, I mean, a wild card team. It's kind of mind blowing. And guys, yeah, throw your comments in. I'll jump off what I'm doing and talk about what you guys want to hear. But my thoughts on the Mariners are they're a wild card team potentially. I'm not sold on them yet. You look at their cumulative batting average, it's horrendous. You look at their cumulative on base, it's horrendous. They're winning games because they're playing very well right now. But again, we still got 2 months left in the regular season. I don't think they're going to end up taking that American League wild card. They played well against Oakland. It's tough. It's tough. I'm not sold on me. I need to see them play a little better. I need to see them keep that consistency over a long period of time. If you want to bet on them and make the playoffs, I think it's a good bet. It's probably a risky bet, but you're going to get good odds for it. overall, I think they need some help. And you know what? If they go out and they get someone at the deadline that can help them, maybe I'll be a little more in on them. But right now, not too crazy about the Mariners. We'll talk about them in a little bit. But so we'll stick here. Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton's a guy that could go there. I don't see them going out and spending big money to get a huge pitcher. Yeah, I'm a Mariners fan myself, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. I think there's a lot of teams like that. And you got to kind of separate yourself too. Like I look at the Red Sox, and for a long time, a Red Sox fan. I'm intermingling gear tonight because that's just what I do here. But I look at the Red Sox, and like I wasn't sold on them, and I'm a huge Red Sox fan. I'm just starting to really get sold on them. If they take 2 or 3 from the Astros, I'll be happy. Yeah, they got, you know what? For them to be a playoff team, realistically, they got to take 2 of 3 from the Astros tonight. Let me see. I want to see who's pitching in this game. If you know, just throw it in the comments. I haven't looked at this game much today. So let's see who's pitching here. Okay, so yeah, Luis Garcia versus Darren McCann. Hasn't pitched much, 5 innings. See, yeah, I mean, tonight's probably going to be a bullpen game, right? I mean, I haven't watched much of the Mariners, the West Coast yet. What do you think of him? He's a rookie, yeah. Yeah, I know. So he's going to have a tough time against Luis Garcia tonight. He's going to have a tough time against the Astros offense. But, hey, if they can get something out of him tonight, we'll see. First ever Major League start. So, yeah, my buddy actually took them tonight, I think, on the run line. I think at +1.5. I was like, he took the under in this game, too, because the Astros haven't been hitting the ball great. But I made this mistake against the Blue Jays. With the Blue Jays and Mets this past weekend, I took the Mets on the money line because I'm like, okay, the Blue Jays haven't been hitting for 5 games. Well, they can hit the baseball, and they showed that on Saturday night. Same thing with like the Astros. Like Astros are probably gonna have a good night. So hopefully they get 2 or 3. Listen, I'm a big Mariners fan because I like seeing those small market teams like shake up things a little bit, and I hate the Astros. So good for you. He pitched well in Colorado and didn't give a hit in 5 innings. So that's good. Although the Astros, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't like you said, I wouldn't make a judgment on a pitcher based off what he does in Colorado against, a couple guys because they really don't have much. But again, you're keeping the ball in the yard in Colorado. It's pretty impressive because, hey, balls fly out there. So, all right, let's get back into it. Appreciate the support, man. It's Inferno. Love the comments. Love the interaction, guys. If anyone else has anything going on across all our streaming networks, just drop a comment in there. We'll talk about what you guys want to talk about. Show's for you. So let's get back into it here. We got Red Sox. Red Sox, one thing, first baseman. Give me Anthony Rizzo. Give me Anthony Rizzo as a Red Sox fan. I would love that. I think it would be great. There's a lot of guys out there that could possibly fill this role. I wouldn't mind bringing Yermin Mercedes on. Make a trade with the White Sox. They probably want to get rid of him. Bring Yermin Mercedes on. Let him just play first base, sit over there, catch balls, and hit bombs. But realistically, Anthony Rizzo is that guy that we want to see there. If they got Rizzo, it'd be amazing. Now, the Yankees need a left-handed bat. I don't think it really matters what position. Obviously, we look at like Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo is that one name that's been circulating a lot for the Yankees. But I would like to see like an Eduardo Escobar go there. He hasn't had a great year, but hey, it's a switch hitter. It's a guy that can do something for you. Not going to cost you as much as Gallo. Gallo wants to stay in Texas. Who knows if Texas is going to give up Gallo? But realistically, the landing spots for Gallo is New York. Like that's the one. And the Yankees, you know what? They should have went out and got Jock Peterson. I don't know why they didn't go out and get Jock Peterson. It would have been a lot better for this team. He was a perfect fit there. But you're going to go with Gallo. You're going to get bombs. But again, he plays into that Yankee MO that's kind of been the reason they sucked. They cannot hit. They cannot hit for average. They don't play gritty baseball. They hit bombs. And when they don't hit bombs, they lose. They haven't been hitting a lot of bombs. Let's see. We got another little coincidence. So the Marlins are my NL team too. And I went to Miami actually 3 years ago to the date and got a Marlins hat. Love that, man. I love that. Hey, they got the coolest logo. You know what? If they were good, they got a little lineup. They got some little batters there, little power. They got a hell of a pitching staff, and it's only going to get better as these guys progress. So, hey, that's pretty funny, man. So anyways, get back to it here. We'll go to Central. The Indians, the Guardians. I don't know what you want to call this team. I'm not going to talk about them. Could they trade for someone? Yeah, but they don't need to. They don't need to because they're not going to do anything. Then you got Whit Merrifield with the White Sox, or not the White Sox, Whit Merrifield with the Royals. Whit Merrifield needs to go. He needs to go. Let him go. Give him away, Royals. Give him away. There are plenty of teams that could use Whit Merrifield right now. And every year, teams have tried to grab Whit Merrifield, but no one has been able to do it. The Royals are not willing to shop him, which is disappointing. I could see, like, Phil, my guy, my Mariners fan here, like Seattle, great fit for Whit Merrifield. Yes, Seattle. I just saw your comment. Yeah, get Whit Merrifield in Seattle. Like, this is a great trade. This shows that they want to win. The M's could definitely use him, as you said here. But again, I think the M's want him. Now, the question is, are the Royals willing to give him up? Are the Royals willing to give him? I don't know if they are, because a lot of teams over the past few years have said, we want Whit Merrifield at the deadline, and they just haven't budged. But again, he's getting up there in age. I think he's 34 years old. Has he been producing great? No, but he'd be a great fit in Seattle. I don't want to blow up the farm. Yeah, you got to think that too. Definitely got to think that too, especially in the American League West. The Astros are prepared to fall off in the coming year. They're going to lose free agents. The A's are the A's. I mean, the A's are a team that consistently, like, just play decent baseball, but can't really do anything. So totally agree there. So we'll go down. Tigers. You could trade a guy. You could trade a Jonathan Scope. You're rebuilding, but I don't see any necessary trades there. I mean, the Tigers, they were the best team in baseball a week ago, and now they're not. The Twins, this is the biggest question that we need to know. Who is going to get Jose Barrios? I don't know if the Twins are going to trade him. A lot of people think the Twins are going to trade him. I don't think they are. I think they're going to hang on to him because this guy's really promising. He's a promising pitcher. If they get rid of him now, they're not going to get him back. They could send him to LA. Obviously, LA wants him. San Francisco would take him. A lot of teams would take him because pitching is what is needed at the deadline this year, as it pretty much always is. But I think he's going to stay right where he is. I don't think the Twins give him up. I think they rebuild around him in the future. White Sox are getting healthier. That's another destination where I could see a Whit Merrifield. I wish they would have went out and gotten Adam Frazier. I don't know why they didn't get Adam Frazier. Padres probably outbid him, whatever. But Adam Frazier would have been a great spot in Chicago. I mean, Chicago would have done wonders for him. He is an all-star, so that would have really boosted Chicago, especially with some of the injuries they've had. It would have been a great fit here. So then we go to the West. In the West, Angels. I'm not talking about the Angels. I'm sick and tired of the freaking Angels. I mean, they got the Shohei Ohtani factor. They're not going to do anything. I don't want to go with them. The Astros, they need bullpen help. Realistically, Kimbrel's the guy that I could see going to the Astros. The Cubs are going to get rid of Kimbrel. I believe they're going to get rid of Kimbrel. I think that would be very, very good for this club. But, who knows there. Keep going here. We got, let's see, Athletics. They're kind of like a middling team. I think they could use an Eduardo Escobar. I think they could use a Joey Gallo. I think they could use a Ketel Marte. Those kind of guys. Mariners, like we talked before. I think Whit Merrifield. They got a ton of young, great prospects, as my man said. So you don't want to trade the house. You got huge guys coming up. You got Kelenic. You got Rodriguez. You got Kyle Lewis. You got a ton of guys to build around the future, but you don't want to trade them all away just to get a Whit Merrifield for this season, because like you said, the M's are good, but they're a wild card team. They're not going to win the World Series. So it's all about winning World Series. It's all about winning divisions. I mean, there's a big difference between being a wild card team and a division winner. So you really want to, it's the same thing, you get in, but I'd rather win the division. So then we'll keep going here. We got Rangers. Trade Joey Gallo. That's the bottom line. Trade Joey Gallo, rebuild, possibly trade Gibson. I don't know if they are or not, but trade Joey Gallo, trade Gibson. With the Braves need something. I think the Braves could sell. I mean, if the Braves get rid of Charlie Morton, they're not coming in to win. They need a reliever. That's another spot where you could get a Craig Kimbrel. You also could get like a guy like Taylor Rogers from Minnesota. Minnesota has shown that they're willing to trade, but are they going to trade? Are they going to trade a Jose Barrios? I don't know. But they are going to trade a Taylor Rogers. They're willing to trade those kind of guys. They traded Nelly Cruz. So then you got Marlins. Marlins need offensive help. I think they're going to save that for the end of the season. They're going to save it for the offseason. They're not going out. They're going to sell right now. But Kim Ng, I don't know. She really didn't go out and get a young, promising lineup. She focused on the pitching staff. That has hurt this team this year. But again, they went into the season thinking, like, this team's not going to do anything. So you got to factor that into the equation. The Mets, I mean, I could see the Mets going out and getting a Javi Baez. I hate to say it. I mean, I know they got Francisco Lindor, but I could see the Mets going out, getting a Javi Baez because, first of all, Lindor, a grade 2 oblique strain, everything in baseball, your core is used for everything in baseball. So if you can't use your core, you're going to have issues. Who knows? It's going to be a rental. I mean, they're not going to sign him long term, and it's going to be finish out his contract there. But this is a guy that could help them. They could stick him in a variety of spots around the infield. They could stick Lindor in a variety of spots around the infield. The Mets need hitting help. When I saw them hit in person, I bet on the Mets and I lost. But it was like we were playing 5 against 9. We were literally playing 5 against 9 with the Blue Jays because they just could not hit the ball. Phillies are. Let's see here. Who would I think with the Phillies? I think the Phillies they could use some pitching. Definitely use some pitching. Nelly. Yep, Nelly, my man. Phillies could use some pitching. They could use some offensive help. Phillies could use anything. I don't think it's going to matter much. And then basically with the Nationals, it's all about Max Scherzer. Nationals had a terrible week with the Orioles, got swept by the Orioles. Now they're going to be sellers. Max Scherzer, first it's like he's not on the market. Now he is on the market. I don't know. We don't know. Max Scherzer wasn't healthy, so the Nationals are they could be asking for the freaking moon. They're not going to get it right now. But I do like the Dodgers taking Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer said if he's going to leave, it's going to be for a renegotiated deal. Like he wants a fully renegotiated deal. What's a team that's going to give him a lot of money right now? Los Angeles Dodgers. You look at them. Trevor Bauer, non-existent. He will probably never play baseball again. Just the way the league works. Hopefully, I'm not going to comment on the situation, obviously, but Trevor Bauer, they can't count on him for this year. They can't count on him in the coming years. Clayton Kershaw, his time's coming to an end, I think, genuinely. I mean, he could have Tommy John. People don't think he could have Tommy John, but when you have inflammation in your arm, it's probably Tommy John. So look for them to go out and get a pitcher. So keep going here. We got the Central. Brewers need another bat. And that's just, I don't know where they're going to get it, who they're going to get it, but they need a bat. Cardinals, they're a middling team. They're not going to give anyone up. They're not going to buy anyone. It's a middling team. Cubs, like we said, they got 6 guys that could go. Get rid of them. Send them out. Let's rebuild. I mean, I know it's the Cubs. You got enough money to rebuild in the offseason. So if you want to get rid of a couple guys and try to sign a few guys in free agency, great, you can do that. Or you could shop them all, get rid of them all, bring in a bunch of prospects, and then re-sign these guys in the offseason, which who knows if that's going to happen. Pirates already made their move. They're selling 100% because of what they did with Adam Frazier. And then the Reds, I don't think it's not worth the Reds doing anything. I'd see them going out and getting a position player, like maybe even a Trevor Story. Lock him up early. Lock up Trevor Story early. Let's see. Nationals like a 500 team or below, but they still are able to make a late run this season just because the NL East is so terrible. Yeah, but like they're 8 games back too, so we got to factor that in. So, or 8 or 9 games back. They're not going to come back from that. And then you look at the wild card's locked up, so it's division or bust. But yeah, I mean, the Nationals have issues because we think about it this way: they're 8 or 9 games back with Max Scherzer, and they still got Steven Strasburg for another 4 years on his deal. Like they have a team that can win, and they're still 8 games back. So that's scary. That's something where the front office has really got to figure out what they're going to do there. And then finally, the National League West, the division that matters, D-backs, get rid of it, Eduardo Escobar. Trade Eduardo Escobar right now. He's a veteran. He's not going to help you in the future. This team's young. Get rid of him. Find somewhere. There is somewhere that can take him because position players they're not plentiful during this trade deadline. Get rid of him. Dodgers, get a pitcher. Jose Barrios. I don't think it's going to be Jose Barrios. I thought they were like 5, 6 p.m. Yeah, I was going into the weekend. The O's removed their chances. But get a pitcher, whoever it's going to be. I don't know who it's going to be. But go get a pitcher. Giants, same thing. Get a pitcher. Get a closer. Get Craig Kimbrell. You get Craig Kimbrell, you're set up well. I mean, I don't think like we were talking about relievers before. Tyler Rogers, is that really going to help them? I don't think it is. Spend the money. If you believe in your team, go out, spend the money, get Craig Kimbrell, go win the division because that's a guy that they could win the division if they keep playing well. The Padres just added Adam Frazier, so I doubt they're going to do much more. Yeah, I mean, maybe a pitcher, but I think they're going to ride with who they got. Rockies, Rockies, man, come on now. They got to figure out what they're doing with Trevor Story. But they're going to lose Trevor Story in the offseason, so they could lose him at the deadline. They could lose him in the offseason. That's fine. Yeah, I already talked about the Brewers. With the Brewers, let's see. Man, you're blowing up the comments. I love it tonight. Short-term memory loss. Hey, no problem. Go back, watch the replay on YouTube. But the Brewers, they need a power bat. They have the pitching to win. They need a power bat. And like I said, there's not a lot of plentiful. German Marquez. Oh, with the Rockies. His name I haven't really seen his name much in the trade rumors. Possibly. I mean, I saw it more earlier than now. I think they could keep him. I mean, he is an all-star. See, I don't know. I wish I could answer that. I think the thing about Colorado, he definitely could go, but all the press, all the media has been circulated around is Trevor Story going to go? But I don't think he's going to go. I think they're going to keep German Marquez because if they get rid of German, like they have. See, I don't know, because you look at that division, right? You look at the Padres, you look at the Dodgers, you look at all these teams, you look at the Giants. I mean, these teams are going to be good for a really long time. So the Rockies aren't on that, okay, let's win next year thing. They're on the let's win in 5 years. Let's win in 4 years, 3 years. So if they get the right deal for German Marquez, yeah, I think that's actually reasonable to think he could get traded because whatever German Marquez does next year, it's not going to help the Rockies win the division. Whatever he does in 2 years, it's not going to help. You're going to get rid of Trevor Story, though. So, again, you are cleaning house. I think that German could get traded, but you never know. He is an all-star. I think a lot of exciting things are going to happen this week. So make sure you stay connected to the Sports 2.0 network. I got to give a shout-out to It's Inferno on YouTube. Life of the show tonight. Life of the show made my job easy. So shout-out to you, man. You were a great co-host through YouTube. That was Between the Lines, episode number 28, trade deadline week. All moves that happen this week will be written about on Baseball Spotlight. We'll be talking about on there. That's our website. And then deadline shows Thursday at 6 and 7, Friday at 3:30 at 6. I'll be on with 3 other guys. And then Friday, I'll be on with 3 other guys as well. 7 is the second episode of Between the Lines during the week. Alec Bussey runs that. So make sure you check that out. Connect with us on social at Tanner Kern, at Sports 2.0 Network, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Always tip my cap to you, man. Great job tonight. And that does it for Between the Lines, guys. Hope everyone has a great night. Enjoy the Red Sox tonight because that's the series you want to watch, ESPN. And then let's go Dodgers this week. So have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.